and welcome back to another unprompted, unscripted, and entirely unplanned live stream. But of course, it's a Saturday. I'm out and about, and it's always interesting when you go out and you sort of watch some of the insanity that goes on around you. I'm watching people walking around with one mask on. Some people even have two masks on. And you think to yourself, why do people wear two masks? Do they think that it conveys a greater degree of protection? If so, why not stop at two masks? Why not go for the hat trick? Wear three masks, wear four masks. I'm just curious to know what the logic is, because if the logic is that the masks do a good job, then why not wear lots and lots and lots of them? So I find it strange that people maybe don't even think a little bit further and consider, for example, when it comes to COVID-19, what is the size of the virus and how does that relate to the construction of a typical cloth face mask? What might that be? Do you think that could have an impact? I don't know if people think about these things or not. I suspect that they just fundamentally listen to what they are told and then they obey. One of the other things that people seem to also, in my mind, misunderstand is they talk about the heroes, the great heroes of the pandemic, meaning our doctors and our nurses. And I'm afraid I don't see them as particularly heroic at all. They were simply doing their job. The people who worked, who worked 24/7 right the way through this, and uh, all right, someone says the jump program in the Matrix explains why so many cannot comprehend. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure we can all figure out that there's a lack of comprehension going on for absolute certain in that one. But the you know the supermarket workers, the guys delivering the goods that enable you to buy your food, they never stopped. They kept going. I can remember being in supermarkets and the workers did not have PPE on, unlike healthcare professionals, etc. And yet they kept going. They provided a great service. And I think, they, if anything, were the heroes. But we didn't go out and clap for them, did we? We didn't go out and clap for the guys in white vans driving around the country, fixing people's electrical problems, gas problems, utility issues, all those things. Those surely are the people who are, as much as anything, the heroes, if you can call that, of the pandemic. But then again, they're not really heroes either. They were just doing their job. Why do people have to get praised for doing their job? But anyway, as I sit here amongst the massed hordes, it is quite remarkable to see the absolute conformance. I don't know about you folks, but I'm still struck in awe when I see people driving in their car with a mask on. What is that about? Why do they do that? There is I can't discern any danger to them whatsoever. And do you think it's because, sorry folks, do you think it's because people have been traumatized over the past year by the relentless propaganda that they actually consider themselves so much at risk that even on their own in the car they wear a mask? Some people, I wonder, do they wear masks actually at home, inside, on their own? I wonder about that because I'm just watching people here. Someone get into the car, right, and put their mask on. So explain that one to me. My explanation is trauma and a degree of well, I don't know, paranoia, asymmetrical psychological warfare, many casualties. Well, yeah, there undoubtedly we are watching something probably unprecedented. I don't think it's ever happened before. But then you see, we've never lived in this world of technology. The world of technology that enables me to communicate with you is the same world of technology that enables the establishment, the authorities, to also communicate with you 24/7. And that's what they've been doing fundamentally for the past, just over the past year now. And it's been remarkable to see the impact on people, isn't it? Because people have, by and large, conformed and agreed with everything that they've been told, even though what they've been told is has been so much contradictory. At one point we were being told that we didn't have to wear masks. Then we were told that we did have to wear masks. Then we were told one vaccine. Then we were told two vaccines. Now we're told you might need a booster. Who knows? Do you think it's possible because viruses do mutate? Do you think it's possible that you may be required to take your COVID vaccine and perhaps your COVID booster every year? And if so, that's quite remarkable because given the scale of this pandemic, the that would become a global business model, wouldn't it? Where everybody has to be injected once a year, and what is it, 78 billion people on the planet? Hmm, that's going to make some people very, very, very wealthy. But I'm sure this has got nothing to do with money, and it's all to do with public health. I'm sure that's the case. Although, did you see, by the way, another thing that did you see? This made me laugh. That when the English pubs reopen on Monday, did you see that in some areas, at any rates, local councils will be requiring people to keep their masks on, even when they're sitting outside in the fresh air? Not sure. Not sure how that's going to work for having a pint of beer or whatever. How do you do that with a mask on? It's going to be messy. We're going to have messy folks. But not only are they requiring you to give the pub your phone so they can check your ID, etc., which is a complete invasion of your own liberty. Not only are they doing that, but they also, in some areas, may want you to put on masks. So you're going to be sitting outside. I think the weather forecast is quite cold next week. So you're going to be sitting out in cold, if not wet conditions with a mask on. And the same British media is telling you, hey, everybody, it's back to normal. Good old Bojo, he's given us our lives back. Surely people aren't so stupid as to think that, are they? Do they really think sitting masked outdoors because it's too dangerous to go indoors? Do they actually think that that's normal? It's absolutely it is absolutely abnormal. I'm sure everyone can see that. So yeah, so I think the next week is going to be really interesting one when Britain opens up again, and people like Edwina Curry can go out. All those pensioners can go out and start spend, spend, spend. I wonder how the people who have lost their jobs will be spending next week. Hmm? I wonder how they will be enjoying the COVID bonanza, given that their income has been taken from them because their businesses have been closed down or their companies have had to close down and their jobs have disappeared. I'd like to know about that. I also, so much of this has been predicated on protecting the state sector against the public sector. So state sector jobs are secure, and so they can happily take a year off on tenure on furlough. Doesn't matter; they'll be furloughed at 100%. I mean, it's a sweet deal, isn't it? When you think about it, you get to be paid your entire salary, and you don't have to work. Now, that's not something that can be sustained economically, but it's been sustained for this amount of time. It could be sustained for perhaps longer than some of us initially thought. When this all started, I thought that the government couldn't conceivably run with furlough more than maybe, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 6 months. But I've been confounded. The reason I thought that was that the government was serious about balancing the books. It's not. The government is not remotely interested in balancing the book. The government is basically splaffing your taxes up against the wall as quickly as they can get them from you. So it's going to be an interesting week ahead when, as I say, you're being told that we're getting back to normal, everything's good, everything's okay, and in actual fact, you may end up sitting with a mask on outside in the rain, in the snow, and having your pint. And seriously, is it really worth it? I mean, is that normal? it can be sustained until the collection agency comes to foreclose in the country, says Catch Me. Yeah, I agree. I have lots of sympathy with that argument. Yeah, they need narrative, a bridge to continue until children jabbed and the autumn seasonal flu returns. Yeah, Pete Roberts is right, by the way. Critical thinking is in critical condition. And those of us who do like to think about things and examine them with an independent mind are demonized. We're chased off platforms. We're put in digital gulags if we dare to speak up. So it is very, very difficult. That's one reason, by the way, that I really encourage you folks to make sure you follow me on all the channels below this that you know I'm on. Brand new YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey. Make sure you follow me on all of those channels because at some point that's exactly where I will be. So look, if I can leave it with you like that, folks, I'm off to go amongst the mast hordes. Hopefully, I will survive. But in the meantime, thanks for being here on this little unprompted screen. There's lots of videos coming out today. There's one I've already put out. There's another one being put out on Lewis Hamilton. I've got a third one going out on BLM. I will be on Hearts of Oak live with Peter McElvenna at 8 p.m. So do make sure you support the folks at Hearts of Oak as well. So yeah, so I'll catch up with you guys later on today. But again, thanks for your company over the last 10 minutes or so. Thanks for now. Bye bye.